Hi, welcome to the Interaxis channel and Interaxis.io. Today we're going to talk about coin shares or Coinbase shares that are traded on NASDAQ and how they are similar and how they're different from the tokens BNB and FTT. BNB being the token for Binance, FTT being the token for FTX exchange. First we want to remind you, subscribe to the channel here if you're watching this on YouTube. Visit us on Twitter at Interaxis8 and definitely check out the Interaxis Academy. That's where we teach you all about crypto, custody, wallets, how to be safe, how to start investing. We teach you about different investment theses. We teach you about DeFi. So go check out the Interaxis Academy. Now, talking about coin or Coinbase shares that got listed, a direct listing on NASDAQ. So coin shares are equity in a publicly traded company. So Coinbase is now a publicly traded company, meaning they had to go through the SEC. They had to go through all sorts of approval to get this. They are traded on NASDAQ in the US. So they're a publicly traded company on NASDAQ. And the idea of equity, of course, because this is something we may have forgotten, but the idea of equity is if I own a share of coin, then I own a share of Coinbase. And owning a piece of the company means that technically I'm entitled to the profits of those companies, the profits and the assets of those companies. This is from a technical perspective. Now, that company, of course, can decide not to distribute the profits, not to give a dividend. And in terms of assets, that would just happen if for instance, there were a liquidation of the company and anyone who owns a piece of the company gets a piece of whatever assets there are. Now, that is more than likely not going to happen. So why am I buying coin? Why am I buying Coinbase shares? Because I think that the value of the company is going to go up by virtue of the fact that they have a business model, right? They want to make money from transactions fees, from people opening up accounts, buying and selling cryptocurrency, and they take a transaction for that. They take a transaction when you move money in, when you move crypto out. They take fees for custodial services. Coinbase is also invested as a VC in other businesses. So Coinbase is a publicly traded company, meaning they have to report every quarter and every year. They have shareholders and all that goes with being a public company. So when I buy shares of Coinbase, there's no guarantee that I'm going to get any sort of distribution, any sort of dividend. Really what I'm doing is I own a piece of a publicly traded company, meaning they have to report, meaning they have to be relatively transparent with their numbers and how the business works. They have to operate under this regulatory, this compliance. Now, how is that different from BNB and FTT? So BNB is the token for the Binance, for Binance, which is the largest exchange in the world. They operate in all different countries. In the U.S., they're Binance US because they want to play nice and they have certain regulations that they have to hit to have clients in the U.S. versus elsewhere in the world. But they're a monster crypto exchange internationally. And originally, the Binance token was there, something that you could earn and then something that you could trade and something that you could trade against on their exchange, but you could also use the Binance token to offset some of your trading fees or offset some of your transaction fees. So it did have some utility to it. So because of that, it had some value. Now, it has exponentially increased in value recently because they launched the Binance Smart Chain, which is essentially a DeFi blockchain, a smart contract blockchain trying to kind of mirror what's happening on Ethereum, trying to mirror a DeFi or smart contract type chain, and basically take a lot of the same applications that you can get on Ethereum, all the DeFi type applications, the lending, the yield farming, the exchanges, the AMMs, the DEXs, all of that. They're trying to mirror that over on the Binance chain. They've even gone so far as integrating with MetaMask, which is the big Ethereum wallet. And you can use the Binance, the BNB token can be used for transaction fees on the Binance Smart Chain. Okay, so now that's why it's increased so much, because there's so much traffic on the Binance Smart Chain, because you can go straight from the Binance exchange to interacting from a DeFi perspective on this Binance Smart Chain, which it's not decentralized, it's more of a centralized chain, but they've given access to developers, and they've created all these different DeFi protocols, DeFi applications that are similar, mirroring what is happening on the Ethereum chain, and the fees are much less. We don't have the high gas fees like we see on Ethereum, and so that's some of the appeal. And a lot of the appeal is too, since they're the biggest exchange in the world, most assets, it's so easy for those that already have cryptocurrency custodied with Binance to be able to just interact with the Binance Smart Chain and get access to some of those DeFi type applications without having to leave that, without having to go to Ethereum, go to a MetaMask wallet and participate on Ethereum and have those high gas fees and slower time. So it's faster and lower fees, and the BNB token is essentially the token of the Binance Smart Chain, just like the ETH token is the token, the currency of the Ethereum blockchain. So that's BNB. But if you own BNB tokens, you don't own any piece of Binance, you don't own any piece of the Binance Smart Chain. It is simply a utility token. So you don't own any piece of that, but we've seen it skyrocket in value recently because of the use of the Binance Smart Chain. So lastly, what we have here is, so remember, the Coinbase, you actually own a piece of the company, okay, and you are entitled, if they distribute, you're entitled to distributions or dividends. Binance BNB, you don't own any of Binance, you don't own any of the exchange, but you can use it as a utility and may be able to get some transaction fees by virtue of the fact that you own it. Then there's FTT, which is the token of the FTX exchange, which this token gives you the ability to participate in some of the fees that are generated by FTX. Now, FTX is a very fast-growing international exchange, just like Binance. They have a U.S. version, which doesn't have all the bells and whistles of other of the worldwide exchange. And FTX has been really pushing boundaries where they have tokenized stock listings. So they have tokenized Tesla, tokenized Coinbase. They buy shares of stock and then they tokenize them, and you can trade them there. They have tokenized options. They almost the prediction markets, like betting options. They had tokenized U.S. election coverage, essentially. U.S. election, you could bet on who's going to win the U.S. election using tokens on the FTX. And of course, FTX is naming the Miami Heat arena. So it's really a big deal. It's a fast-growing exchange because they are really pushing the boundaries of what you can do utilizing cryptocurrency and blockchain. Again, they're a centralized exchange, but this is the token you can buy. The FTT token is a token you can buy that represents not ownership, but gives you the ability to participate in some of the fees and some of the growth of the FTX exchange. So that's some of the difference. Now, these are all centralized exchanges. So BNB and FTT give you the ability to participate in either the profits or have a utility token for a centralized exchange, whereas Coinbase gives you the opportunity to be a part owner of a centralized exchange. Now, if you want to go to decentralized exchanges, that's where you have tokens like Uniswap, SushiSwap, those, and these also give you the ability to participate in the fees that are generated by these decentralized exchanges. So BNB and FTT are closer to what we see on the decentralized exchanges and the tokens that give you the ability to participate in the fees and participate in the growth, whereas Coinbase is closer to equity, closer to like owning shares of a bank or something. They're closer to being something like that. So that's a little bit of the difference between coin, or the Coinbase shares that are listed on NASDAQ here in the US, and exchange tokens like BNB, FTT, Uni, and Sushi. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope it made sense to you. Subscribe here. Visit us on our website, interaxis.io. Definitely check out the Interaxis Academy if you want to learn more, if you want to learn how to invest safely, if you want to learn more about this technology, about DeFi, how to interact and keep it safe. We have resources and videos there for you. Find us on Twitter at Interaxis8. We'll see you in the next video.